This is an adapter plate for an action camera, and this is a smartphone gimbal. Today we attach the Osmo Action on this plate, and we're gonna do a combination of these two to see if it's useful or not. No more talking, let's go inside. Hello guys, and welcome again to a new WetalkUAV video. This is Alex Asmacher with Chivo on the camera, and in today's video, as I said before, we're gonna see an action cam, in this case the Osmo Action, which has electronic image stabilization, Rocksteady, and the Osmo Mobile 2, and you'll see in a second why the Osmo Mobile 2 and not the 3, which of course has the mechanical stabilization. The combination of both, is it any good? Is it worth buying? Is it worth somehow? Is it useful? Well, let's go and see it. First things first, this, as you can read here, Chivo, if you zoom in, it says for a GoPro, and in general these adapter plates are designed for GoPros, which mean that depending in some cases your Osmo Action won't fit first because it is lower, it is not as high as the GoPro 7 for example, and it is thicker, which if you zoom in a little bit, Chivo, you will see that it is not actually precisely set up. So this means that in some cases you will have some problems to attach an Osmo Action. If you have a GoPro, that's fine. The next thing, why is this the Osmo Mobile 2? Well, actually we tried this on the Osmo Mobile 3, and the Osmo Mobile 3 had a really tough time. So it didn't work. Very important thing, if you have an Osmo Mobile 3, it won't work because it is too much weight, it is too heavy. And we tested it also on the Moza Mini S, and it didn't work either. So just buy one of these if you have a more robust smartphone gimbal that takes higher load payout. So make sure that your smartphone gimbal is able to take this kind of a weight. The next thing we found out when shooting this is that you will have to hold the gimbal like this, because if you're shooting in the fisheye mode, you will see this motor here. It will, if you're filming like this and centering, you will see it on the screen. So the first thing you have to do is start to film this way. It's not really a problem. Oh, the screen switched, I don't know why. It's not really a problem, but you'll get used to it. You'll have to get used to it. But after seeing some footage, what is the real value of that thing? Is it somehow better to use that instead of running? Because nowadays with, for example, the Rocksteady, you know, you're cropping the image, but it is super stable. You can pretty much almost be running at full speed and you will have a stabilized image. However, I believe, and we're gonna see this in the tests now, that if you use this, there is an enhanced possibility of having stabilized footage in faster movements, such as, I don't know, running upstairs or jumping down, jumping around, running behind someone. So we'll see this now. Well, I'm a little bit out of breath, but this was the footage taken with the smartphone gimbal and the Osmo Action right now. I'm gonna take the plate out, and I'm gonna do the same with the Rocksteady turned on. So see if there's a difference. You could see the difference now between the two types of footage that we shot, but now I think this video, the most useful thing that we're gonna do in this video is turning the Rocksteady off, because you know that when you turn on the Rocksteady, it crops the image, and it doesn't crop a little bit, it crops up to 10, 15, 20% of the image in order to have a stabilized footage. But now the thing is, I'm gonna turn it off and I'm gonna put it back on the Osmo Mobile, and then I'm gonna do some nice shooting to see if we can have some different type of footage, broader, wider, stabilized on this thing. This is what it goes to. The result that we just saw was pretty interesting, because it was kind of new that you saw that wide angle lens, the fisheye effect, being stabilized. You're not used to that, and I must say that I enjoyed it a lot. But the next test is running without the Rocksteady with this setup. So let's take a look. Well guys, this was the footage for today, and let's sum up a little bit, because myself, I am surprised a little bit with the outcome of this video. In the beginning, when Chivo told me that we should do this, I thought, well, I'm not sure, because I don't see a real difference there, and I don't know if people just will spend 20 bucks on a plate and then, you know, use it, because the difference won't be that big. But what have we seen here today? Well, first, and again, the EIS, the electronic image stabilization from the action cam, in this case the Osmo Action, takes up to 20 or I believe 22% of, it crops the images. So you will lose a lot of that fisheye effect if you're seeking for that. That is the first thing. The second thing is the mechanical gimbal of a smartphone gimbal, in this case the Osmo Mobile 2. Of course it will stabilize pretty well, but it won't have that Z-axis that, well, if you're running or stepping very, I don't know, strong into the ground, you will still have that not well stabilized image. However, the combination of both, as you have seen in this video, will make this almost unbeatable, almost perfect. Having the EIS plus the mechanical stabilization will give you, I'd say, a 99% of stabilized footage. You have to learn, of course, with it, and you have to be smooth still, but you can run. You have seen that you can run, and it looks smooth, it looks awesome. So for the question, if you already have a GoPro, it doesn't really matter 4, 5, 6, 7. If you have a GoPro and it stabilizes some of your footage and you want that extra, you can go for the plate. Up to 20 bucks, you'll find it eBay, Amazon, wherever you want to buy it. There are tons of brands that are doing that. It is a good purchase. I believe it is a safe purchase. If you are thinking on buying a smartphone gimbal, you may add those 20 bucks to the 100 or 150 that you're going to spend on the smartphone gimbal. It is not 100% necessary, but you can do it. The only thing you will have to bear in mind is that there are a few things, such as the motors coming into the image sometimes, or depending on the smartphone gimbal, it won't take the whole weight of the action cam plus the plate, so be really careful with that. But overall, I'm pretty happy with the outcome of this video. The footage is decent. And I hope, guys, that you had fun watching this, and we like testing things that you ask us, because many of you have been asking about this, so we do this very happily for you. Nothing real else to say. Leave the thumb if you thought that this was entertaining and helpful in some way, and stay tuned, because nice things are coming in the next weeks. So hit the bell if you're not belled yet, and nothing real else to say. Always remember to keep calm and talk UAV. Hello darkness, my old friend. Hostia, que me mato, tío.